Hi Heather.
Hello.
How are you doing? You all right?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, great. Well, first of all, Heather, can I say a thank you for joining me on the call tonight. I know you're a busy lady. You've got lots to do.
No problem.
Full-time family and all that. Heather, just before we sort of go into any specific questions, could we just sort of maybe set the scene for any listeners and maybe just get a little bit of your background, sort of age, occupation, and
Sure.
maybe your start weight as well, possibly?
Okay. Right, I'm a 43-year-old mother of three.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a clerical officer. I work at the local NHS hospital.
Mm-hmm.
My start weight was 18 stone 11.
Right, okay, fantastic. And what sort of things did you try before the Coach Me Slim and Trim program?
Right.
Yeah.
I tried slimming clubs. I've actually spent hundreds of pounds at slimming clubs trying to get slim. I do okay, lose one stone maybe, lose interest. I didn't feel I got the support, and then just go back, put the weight back on with interest.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried calorie counting at home, but again, without the support, it just all falls to pieces.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And just so, for people listening, you've been on the Coach Me Slim and Trim program for the initial sort of, you did the 6 weeks and then you did another 6 weeks. And how much weight did you lose in that period of time?
Just over 2 stone.
Just over 2 stone, that was in 12 weeks, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so how long had you been thinking about losing weight before you started on the program?
Ages, at least 6 years. I'd say probably 3 years before my 40th birthday, obviously thinking about it coming up, I thought, right, I've got to do something about my weight. I've got to be there by the time I'm 40.
Yeah.
Tried, nothing happened. Hit 40, stayed the same, 3 years past 40 now, and I was still just not doing anything really, just staying the same, and actually putting on weight really.
Right. Okay. So Heather, what sort of things were going on in your life at that time? Emotionally, physically. Where were you sort of?
I wasn't in a good place actually. 3 years ago, I lost my best friend to leukemia. I hit an all-time low. I was sort of in this sort of circle of eating, feeling angry, eating some more. Physically, I was always tired, just a bit of an emotional wreck really, and comfort eating a lot.
Yeah. Which is, I guess, not uncommon really. I mean, I'm sure you've heard people say similar things before, maybe. Yeah. And what was your, what did you perceive as being your biggest barrier to actually starting on any sort of program, I guess?
Probably time. I probably, just felt that I didn't have time to prepare proper food, shop for proper food, didn't have time to exercise. I think that would probably be my main thing with the job and family and, just the busy life that I lead, really.
Yeah. So time was your big one then?
That was what I always put in the way of why I couldn't diet or eat healthily or exercise, yeah.
Right. Okay. And what was it that then sort of finally, made you start?
Right, so next year I've got a big wedding anniversary. It's my silver, 25 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And we're hoping to go to Jamaica on holiday for a second honeymoon. And I just thought, right, this is it. I've got to do it now. I cannot go on the beach looking like I am, or like I was. I'm getting there now.
No, that sounds like it's going to be a great time as well.
Yeah, and we're going to have a party. So obviously all the people that came to the wedding, they're going to come to our party. So I don't want them to sort of look at me and think, oh, God, what happened to you?
And what's that? Is it going to be a fortnight out there, is it?
Hopefully, yeah.
Brilliant.
All being well.
Yeah. And what was it then, with everything that you've done in the past, the different programs you've tried, and where you were emotionally? What was it that made you choose the Coach Me Slim and Trim program in the end?
Basically, I think I like the idea of it being a smaller group. I mean, all the other groups that I'd been to were really quite big, and I'm quite a shy person, and I wouldn't ask questions. But in the smaller group setting, I think I would, I perceived that I would feel more confident to ask. And obviously, we're all in the same boat. All the people doing this sort of slimming. And I think that's what it was. It was just a smaller group and the more personal approach, and the fact that I think the word coach sounds good, and I liked the idea that I was going to be sort of emotionally supported as well. That's what I liked about. That's why I decided to join.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't an easy decision. My finger hovered over the mouse for ages before I clicked the send, but I'm really glad I did.
Yeah, that's the case for a lot of people, I guess. It's
Yeah.
taking that first step, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. And once I'd sent it, I thought, yes, I've done this. Now I'm going to do it.
It's funny because I remember the first week, or I think it was the second week that you came, you were a little bit dubious because I think you said most programs you tried before automatically went into either the food or the exercise.
Yeah.
But we started off, if you can recall.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah. And I actually remember thinking the first week, I don't know, is this going to work for me? And I thought, well, I've paid my money, so I'm going to go back for the second week, which, the second week I found a lot more helpful than the first week.
Yeah, yeah.
If I'm honest with you, yeah. The first week
sure.
I just sort of, had sort of doubts, really.
Yeah, yeah. And that's not uncommon, for people. But I think the thing that you found unusual was the fact we didn't actually go into food until week 3, I think it was. Although we do touch it right at the start.
Yeah.
I think you're saying you expected that immediately almost.
Yeah, I almost expected it to be more of a structured, like, you're going to eat this and you're going to do this, and it wasn't like that at all. It was totally different than anything I've ever done before. Yeah. Yeah.
And what would you say you've learned, from the program the most, whilst you've been on the program? What things sort of stood out in your mind?
Well, I've learned to take each day as it comes, not to be too hard on myself. Because I said to you before, I thought you were too nice. You weren't hard enough on me, but I've learned now that that's not the right approach. You've got to be more gentle with yourself. Take each day as it comes. If you have a bad day, just forget it and move on. And I felt the self-talk bit of the program really helped me. I mean, if I used to see something I wanted to eat, I'd just eat it and think about it afterwards and feel cross and eat something else. But now I look at it and I think, no, is eating that going to feel better, make me feel better than trying on a new outfit in a smaller size? And I think, no, I don't want to eat that. I'm going to go for the outfit every time. Yeah, yeah. So that's really helped.
No, good, because, that's something that the program certainly starts everybody off on, is the mindset.
Yeah.
And now you've gone through the process, obviously you went through it initially a small group, you've gone through it a second time using the audio program as well. Did that audio sound any different to you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, a whole lot different. There's loads of things that I think you miss in the first time through. Obviously there's lots to take in, and the second time you listen to it, you pick up lots of different things. So it's almost like doing the same program, but in a different way, which, helps you even more. Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. And I know that a couple of the ladies at the hospital where you've worked, or where you work at the moment, I believe you're now becoming, dare I say, a bit of, not a celeb maybe, but someone that they've now latched onto a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, I had an email from one lady and she said, oh, will you meet me for coffee? So I did. I met her for coffee. And she sort of said, wow, you're looking wonderful, and, what you're doing and how you're doing it. And we had a chat, and at the end she went away really inspired. So I was quite pleased.
Because I think I remember saying to you at one point that we went through the stages that you go through mentally.
Yeah.
And I was saying to you that at some point you'll become a role model, and I think I recall you sort of maybe sheepishly smiling at me there.
Yeah.
And maybe thinking, what is this guy talking about?
Yeah. No, well, now they're asking what I'm doing, so I can't stop now, can I?
No, that's absolutely brilliant, Heather.
No,
and, finally then, how confident are you now feeling? I mean, you're now over 2 stone lighter. You're, how many dress sizes down did you say you were now?
Almost 2.
Almost 2. Yeah. And confidence levels?
High.
So,
very high.
Moving forward to achieving your long-term goal, what do you think?
Very confident. I'm definitely going to do it, yeah. It's more of a lifestyle now than a diet. I mean, I always started out with a diet. It's not supposed to be a diet, but now it's just lifestyle. And my husband's actually lost weight too, because he's eating the same things as I am.
Right.
And we're a lot healthier and fitter. And, emotionally, I'm a lot stronger too.
Oh, fantastic.
So
that's good to hear. Well, Heather, look, I really appreciate you taking the time to be on the call this evening.